Welcome all. This is season 5, week 1 of the Seer here at Valhalla Esports. I am your resident shoutcaster, Malco, joined today by the production master himself, Hailstorm. How you doing tonight, my friend?
I'm doing well. I got to see Deadpool, so had a good night. And now we're here to do Seer, get people hyped for games tomorrow night.
Yes, you are, and honestly, great movie. And as you just said, a great way to end the night with the Seer here, so we can get everybody up and ready for week 1. Just as a quick little tidbit, personally to me, it was a great movie. I had a lot of fun watching it. If you haven't watched it yet, highly suggest you go do it. Even if you got spoiled, it's still a great experience. Just go have fun. It's Deadpool and Wolverine. You can't go wrong with Hugh Jackman. It's great.
True. And this setup will be a little different from normal, and if it seems like a good way to do it, maybe how we do it or a variation of how we do it for this season. We'll try and to find a way to do the Seer while keeping everything entertaining and keeping people engaged. Thank you, Salt, for the tier 1 sub. We appreciate you, and you get your 30 days of love from Valhalla Esports. People love the wheel so much from sorting the teams into regions. We figured we'd bring it back for week 1 since everyone's an unknown. And here's the Hall of Champions. Didn't mean to click that one, but still a very cool asset made by Killer Kumquat. But
Ultimately, I mean,
this is the one I wanted.
that's a cool little display to give you guys a little reminder of what we had previously happened in the previous season. But now,
Um,
here
you
we
kind of
go.
ignore the names on here. I'll just get rid of them actually. But we're going to use this to determine the live games for week number 1.
So, are we gonna
Uh,
do it like the first spin till the first one to get like 3 spins is gonna be the one that gets picked, or
we're just going to do it. And, the
okay?
wheel will determine it. One spin, and the winner is the winner.
Alrighty.
You got any hopes for the first game, or you just gonna
Um,
see where it lands?
I'm really looking. I'm kind of looking forward
We're
to
just gonna
HYG
send it.
versus Free SM. I like it. Just gonna send it. I
Yeah,
really do like though that we got HYG, Free SM that are going up against one another. Um, I want. Oh, then there's Stoner Nation versus Chumbawamba looks like fun. I know Goat King versus Demonic Ascension is gonna be very interesting because Envy is on Demonic Ascension this time around, leaving the Goat Kings from the previous season.
Beard's lost
Um,
his boy, his longtime
right,
player.
his resident mid laner gone.
But yeah, let's see where we land. Here comes the spin. Oh, and you get your wish. It will
Whoa,
be
my
HYG versus FreeSM for the live games, week number 1. I agree. I think this series will be pretty hype. HYG got second last season and got a very similar team comp, basically trading out Perfy for Beeson. And then Deity built up FreeSM, and I feel like they've got a pretty good squad under them, so it'll be exciting to see how they do.
Well, if you want, can we are you willing to pull up that as the first one that we look at real quick for the rundowns?
Yeah,
Since that's going to be
not a,
our live game?
not a problem.
Cool.
Well, do we want to do it first or last? If I went in the order I had it, it could be last. But first works also. We're talking about it. Let's do it first.
Yeah, let's go with it. It's the game that's going to be on everyone's mind. This is going to be the one that is going to be, the one we see in the end. So we might as well look at the two teams and see what we're looking at real quick for the call outs for the HYG boys. We're seeing HYG bonkers in the top lane. Jungle's going to be TJ, mid Marbra, ADC Jeffrey Crazy, and support is Dainty Taco. The one major change here this time around is the new member of the HYG boy band here. And then we do have Free SM, a new team to the league that is spearheaded by the captain in the mid lane, Deity, with the top lane, Sin. Jungle needs more Mothra, ADC, Mont Blanc, and Sup Ray was. Ray was being a very, very popular player within the league as he already gets constant callouts fun flame and some actual flame directed right towards him consistently. But
Of course, of
the
course.
team of Free SM having some pretty consistent members of the Valhalla group, like or just consistently known members, Mont Blanc, Deity, Ray was, Sin, all being some pretty known members here. It's looking like you have a very well known team going up against a team full of members who just generally are very well liked. I feel, and I'm really curious how this mid lane matchup is gonna be because we do know Marbra, like getting him on, if he can get his Silas, it's definitely something you want to be afraid of. But he has a very consistent mid lane pool. But we know Deity's skill generally just wherever he goes can be very, very debilitating to go to just as his skill as a player overall.
Oh yeah,
Like
for sure. Like
I think there might be a skill matchup in that mid lane, but I think overall the team looks kind of even.
yep. Bonker is electing to put himself in the top lane this season since there was the pinching of the top lane pool for the draft. So we'll see how he does into Bsin. Bsin definitely lower in salary against Bonkers, so maybe a pressure point HYG looks at. On the other side for TSM, I believe their bot lane has the salary advantage over the HYG bot lane. So again, might be where they're looking to push for free SM. And then Didi and Mabra, both very consistent, as you said. Both have pretty good champ pools. Like you said, the Silas for Mabra, McDog, Swain, a couple others for Deity. And yeah, like both the junglers, TJ's had a lot of pop offs in last season's playoffs. And needs more Mothra. I don't think I've seen a little bit, but I've heard he's pretty consistent and a good player. So excited to see how he does.
I'm very curious to see how Free SM is actually going to end up playing into HYG, who is consistently, and they've literally kept the same composition. So if they're looking to play through top, which generally those objectives are more about sieging and trying to push yourself more into the enemy, and usually HYG playing through top lane, they're a very early game oriented team. If they can get steamrolling, they're gonna take over the league all over again. So we if they're able to keep that same steadfast or stead footing from the previous season, we're looking at an HYG that's potentially looking to go back to back finals once again.
For sure. Yeah, definitely got a lot of the same people together. And week one, they have some of those built-in synergies. We'll see if that helps them out. I like how Eli Woods, like how that happened, pinching the top lane pool. Yeah, almost like some of them didn't sign up. Weird. Um, but yeah, gonna be an exciting one. Tune in tomorrow at 9 p.m. EST. Hopefully, Malco and Blitz or somebody will be running it, and you'll get to see all that action. Now we'll jump into the next series, which will be Goat Kings against Demonic Ascension.
The team callouts: Goat Kings having top lane Doom Vanilla, jungle insert name here, mid lane being Halcyon, ADC Goat King Beard, support Filthy Birdman, with Demonic Ascension having their top lane Genos, jungle the Golden Pharaoh, mid Envy the Reaper, ADC Junie, and support CLG Worthy Dust. This is one that I think is going to be one of the most even matchups, and I definitely feel we'll probably want to have at least some point recasted throughout the week. And the reason why I feel that way is I've gotten the chance to actually kind of like sub in for Demonic Ascension and like some of their like just kind of practicing with them, and they've just like how the team overall is starting to like meld together, them getting to actually practice together a lot more. It's definitely going to be it's going to be very interesting to see how they figure themselves out. Junie has always been a very consistent bot laner, and honestly, getting to support her just a couple games was actually a like for me as a support main, that was like a blessing in disguise. And then Envy, I feel, is definitely gonna want to like push to try to beat his old team, and that can either go good or bad depending on how the mental goes within the game. Pharaoh, being a very aggressive jungler, will probably try to press hard against like their bot lane and stuff like that. I think this is just going to be a team that wants. I think both these teams just ultimately want to beat each other. If I'm being honest with you, and this is actually gonna. I think I wouldn't be surprised if these two became rivals.
A bold strategy, wanting to beat your opponent. Never heard of it, but we'll see how they do. Yeah, I agree. It's like, well, insert name here. Having any ping issues because he's playing from New Zealand. What up, Epstinger? How you
That's the
doing?
person who always plays from. I thought somebody
Um,
played from like Australia or something.
New Zealand, but yeah.
Okay.
Not every team wants to beat the other team. Yeah, not all of them, but a lot of them.
Not all of them. I just think that sometimes
I
that like just that competitive mentality can sometimes carry people to be able to do better in games, or like they clean up their play, or they're a little bit more like it just sometimes like that just helps a player when they just have that mindset of like trying to stay clean, and it just keeps them on their toes more, and that can literally just be the simple like I want to beat this person, so I know to keep myself like on top, try not to rage, try to keep the mental up, try to stay clean with my plays, and even if you make mistakes you still try to keep playing to your best of your ability. So that's
right.
what I mean by like wanting to beat the other person. It's more of just a competitive standpoint, who's going to show up more competitively.
Oh yeah, for sure. I want to see if insert name here plays this kind of standard pool of champs. If he keeps playing with Skarner or like Udyr, all the kind of like run at you tanky champs. Uh, you were
That'll be
saying
very interesting
Pharaoh
because
likes to be pretty aggressive, so we'll have to see if that gets his team ahead, gets him a lead, or ends up in any troubling points. And then Doom Vanilla, I think, has been pretty solid top. Some of these things, how Genos can do into him. And then Junie back, didn't play last season, but is ADC once again. So we're going to see if she has that similar pop off performance as season 3 on Los Nomadas.
quite literally unkillable. And then CLG Worthy does always been a very, very consistent support, I feel. Um I think I've known about Worthy Dust for quite some time, and I think he's been consistently picked up on teams, if I remember correctly. So like that's
Yeah.
definitely I just think overall both these teams are actually going to be very consistent. I don't think I've seen a lot of Halcyon. No, I
Yeah, we've
have.
seen
Okay,
him.
never
He,
mind.
he has
No, we've seen a
the
lot of
really
them.
good Kennen.
Yes, that was it. That was it.
And
That
then
was that.
with Goat King Beard ADC once again. Back that final season Press R, he was the ADC on the team we had. See if he does any of that supporting ADC to kind of help keep up the rest of the team, or if they go for more of
I'm
the traditional carries.
if Beard's on ADC, then there's a couple of different ADs that I'm gonna be consistently worried about, and I think Filthy Birdman is a heavy roaming support. So and Beard's pretty good at playing safe in the bot lane. So I feel like there's gonna be they need to really try to match those roams if they're gonna be able to win against Goat Kings on Demonic Ascension side. Like I'm expecting a lot of roaming from Goat Kings particularly.
For sure. And Filthy Birdman has a natural counter where she'll play Swain support, so she can just steal the team's emblem for Goat Kings. Just
Now you got the emblem debuff.
the true counter. But yeah, should be a fun matchup and potentially one to get restreamed depending on how much time we get. But we'll go into game number 3.
Basalt said EA bot lane looks scary as fuck. Yeah, I can agree
I
with
mean,
that.
Junie is down there.
Exactly. Literally one of the most unkillable players I feel in this league. Because anytime most times you cast that game, I think though that season 3 that you were talking about, then they go. I think Junie went unkillable in like 2 out of the 3 games or something like that.
Yeah, in the finals. So I
Yep.
think she died once over the 3 games of the finals. It was a little nuts. But here we got Stoner Nation. I was kind of guessing at this lineup. I don't think Boosted ever gave the lineup to Bulgaria. So if it's wrong and anyone knows from that team in the chat, you can let me know. I'll update it. But I think they'll have KB top boosted and critter swept. All right, cool. KB top, boomstick jungle, mid empire for hire, ADC boosted sandwich, and support critter against Chumbawambas with chopped in the top lane, casual plebs jungling, Astros mid, Dingus Slayer ADC, and Timberlin in that support role.
Both of these teams, Stoner Nation, I don't think is necessarily making a whole big shakeup, but it's just I think they're just a long-standing team, and so many members have like come and gone so far with this particular one. But KB, very very fun player, very fun member of the Valhalla community. Boomstick, very consistently known. Oh, okay, you just swapped that out of nowhere. I just wasn't expecting.
I'm like a ninja.
Empire for Hire, I think, was on DA last season.
I believe that's correct.
So I only got really one season to really see Empire like really pop off. Boosted and Critter, I kind of expect that bot lane to be able to go potentially even with Diggus and Timberland. But that I'm gonna be really watching the mid jungle matchups between Casual Plebs, Astros, Boomstick, and Empire because we know Casual Plebs to be a pretty good jungler in this league. And again, like even like just getting, I think it was the Shaco was one of the more particularly annoying things to watch him play.
Yeah.
And it's like it's annoying to play against it, and I'm like it's annoying to watch the shenanigans he does and gets away with. Like I can't imagine being in this game right now. If you are an AD or like any kind of squishy support, you are hating your life in this moment. So it was just it's just really funny like to see like these two types of teams. I'm expecting Chumbawamba's like their name and their kind of their logo insists. They're going balls to the wall, full shenanigans. They're trying to be like that like kind of explosive team. And I'm very curious to see how well they do into Stoner Nation, where I don't think I'm not really sure how to exactly like match up all the teams against one another. I think a lot of these teams is once again just like last season where we had like the whole like when it just became like, oh, look at all these teams, how much more even they look. And I think because of the way that the top lane is, and a lot of players are kind of like being shifted towards top in a way than rather being actual like top lane mains, it just feels kind of weird to judge these teams. And I'm just like, I'm looking more towards like jungle mid bot lane because I feel like the top lane this season is going to be a complete and utter matchup, complete and utter toss up.
Depending on the matchups, that's for sure true. Yeah, I think this one they're pretty even across the board. I think Astros might have a slight edge as far as the salary goes for the mid lane, and Boomy either slightly ahead or the same as Casual. But I think they're pretty close across the board here. Um, but yeah, I think this one's very competitive. We'll see how they all play and which team can come out on top.
Too bad I'm not
Too
there to
bad I'm not
show them all
there.
who's boss.
You know, you got a lot of smack talk for not wanting to sign up, my dude.
Ooh, that hurt
He
me.
was he was too scared to play. Now he just wants to come here and talk smack. But yeah, you got anything else for this one, or you wanna hop into
No, we can hop in right into the next one.
game number 4, which will be Los Nematas versus PC Delta. I'm only scared of Salt and Hail. What about Spoobert?
Oh, speaking of, top, for Los Amadas, top lane, Omega the Reaper, Jungle, Bulgaria, mid, Snerbopsy, ADC, Tortuga, support, Killer Kumquat. The reason why I said
Seer.
Tortuga like that is because his stonks were going up, 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 up during the last couple weeks, so that was just crazy. For PC Delta, your PC bro, top lane, Spoober, Jungle, Wily Smile, mid, H2O, Modlock, ADC, Cast, support, Dark Harvest. That's actually, I know that's just the name of one of the runes, but that's actually a sick name. I don't care what anyone says.
To trigger guy washed. Yeah, gotta be. Don't worry, you're
Oh,
on Los Nematas, so the entire game plan for them is protect the ADC. So no matter how washed you are, you're gonna look great.
so this is the Protect the President team versus a brand new team that I'm not even sure how they're actually going to play. I'm glad to see that this is another. I think both these teams have actual top lane mains, so that's actually going to be an exciting game to watch. If you're a top lane fan, you actually get to witness some actual mastery up there. So that'll be pretty fun. I think for that though, I think isn't Spoobert one of the higher end top laners? I think he's one of the
Yeah,
higher up.
he was the highest salary top lane main, going into the draft.
Alrighty, so yep, I like that with Lord. It's just a
But
season where it's hit or miss for top lane, and
Omega's
I
still
completely
a main
agree.
top and has a lot of champs he's very proficient on. So not a slouch. Won't be a free top lane win. Just like
Let him
looking at
get
it
him
on
back.
paper. Yeah, give him to Urgot. I've heard his Urgot's really good.
Just get rid of Trundle for me. That's all I ask, guys.
But Omega we know likes to play kind of the solo lane and go for some of that splitting in the late game. So we'll see how Spirit wants to play it. Really likes that Udyr, where he becomes the monster team fighter and just is unkillable. Also likes that Gragas a lot. Got Modlock in that mid lane. Kaz, very high ADC, looking to deal a lot of damage. But on Namada's side, we got Snirbopsy trying to be that big carry in the mid lane, and then Tortuga trying to match Kaz. And I know I've heard him say he's like, anytime I've played Kaz, I do all right into him. So we'll have to see how it goes week one.
And honestly, I'm just for any of these newer teams that just are kind of just coming into the league. I'm just very curious how many of them
Riven,
have
yes,
begun
it's
to
Riven for
figure out
Omega.
their like have they begun to figure out their synergies? Have they actually gotten the chance to practice before this week one? How many of them are actually coming in like with the identity that they know like that's gonna get them the win? KB out here saying Omega over Spoobert.
KB calling it out, says Omega's got this, baby.
And then Melkor over here, the twerk guy is kind of cracked.
He's
I'm
either
really
cracked
excited
or
for this
he's
bot
washed.
lane.
Definitely one of the two. I've heard both now.
Both, but the seesaw just goes back and forth. But either
I'm
way, it's either
cracked.
he's
I'm
got
washed.
haters
I'm
or
cracked.
fans.
I'm washed.
He's gonna have to just prove it on the rift.
Spoober got kind of elo inflated. Oof, talking trash. Spoober will have
Oof.
to try to get some payback if you guys ever play.
I'm gonna have to bring those guys on for some
I do
trash
know.
talk.
I do know Modlock, captain of PC Delta, had them do a scrim. And going into it, he had some worries, and coming out of it, he's like, "I guess we're just cracked. We had a 3-0 scrim, and we feel good." So we'll see how this first week goes. Two teams I feel like could be very scary. So I do like that they're playing each other week one. Get a good starting point to see where like the power comes in very early. But with that, we'll jump into the fifth series, which is Revolutionary Death Squad versus the Night Raid Owls. Spook could just wreck some teams, to be honest. Yeah, sometimes he does.
Revolutionary Death Squad with top lane the Salt, Jungle, Cookie Meth, mid Fel, ADC, and MBG Tactic, and support HYG Smoothie. Smoothie moving down to the support role this time around, with Night Raid Owls having top lane Perfy, Jungle, Kid Boo, mid Mockingbird, ADC Nithos, and support Major Crockett. This is another team that actually managed to pick up 2 top lane mains, I believe, which is actually which is another really good thing because as the meta starts to shift, then
No,
at least
Smoothie said
oh
he's
wait,
not a top lane man anymore. Now he's a support man.
well he's a support man, but I think the Salt is top lane.
Yeah, Salt's top lane.
Yeah, so I'm pretty
That's where
interested to
some
see how
of our
this
other
goes.
top laners went. They're like, I'm not gonna play here anymore.
It's like I'm out of here, man. I can't do this. But I personally feel that this is going to be pretty interesting. I like seeing the Salt play a lot in the top lane. Usually, whenever he gets the chance to play Pantheon or Set, it's always a fun time. But Perfy,
Officially moved
I've
on.
seen be one of those players that like even when he loses in lane, somehow he's beating down your base and you don't know why. So it's don't let him get that Nasus. Please don't let him get that Nasus. Cause I think there was a game, it was me and Zabel that casted it, and he almost hit 1,000 stacks by the end of the game. Even though at one point he was losing in lane. So yeah, no, don't let Perfy get that Nasus.
Maybe you have too many Jax lanes. Couldn't be. But yeah, this one is another one where I think they landed pretty well. We had Nitros scrim with our team one night because we were just missing our ADC. Very good at positioning, good at dealing out that damage, so definitely watch out for him. Kidbu we know likes those AP junglers. Mockingbird solid in the mid lane, and then Perfy's the kind of known quantity, probably gonna split you. Salt, watch out for Set and Pantheon, all those kind of champs. Cookie Meth, don't give him Lilia, kind of cracked on it.
don't both
Uh,
of these people play the merger deer?
I believe they both do.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's what I was
yes.
like. Oh yeah, and then Kid also plays Shyvana.
Yep,
Can't forget that either.
Shyvana, he'll do Gwen. He likes Sejuani a fair amount. Fell pretty solid in that mid lane. Nithros is very good on hyper carries. Yeah, very good on them hyper carries. Tactic, one of those all around players, but is proficient in the ADC role and now has Smoothie as his support. So we'll see how that duo does for the season.
I'm very curious to see Smoothie as a support. That's gonna be fun.
Oh, and I forgot to do it. I have all the polls up from our predictions. So instead of doing this one, I'm gonna go back through them all real quick, and we can look at where everyone predicted for each series. Because I forgot I had that hidden. But the final series to look at is
This is already signing the gentleman handshake
the
for top lane.
Furry Fury versus the Bomba Bros crew, the British Broadcasting Channel.
And as we can see on the side of Fury, top lane Hailstorm, as he is living and breathing himself right here.
Ready
Jungle,
to end.
Leon Lockhart. Mid, Hawkeye back. ADC Redacted, support Bears Pack. Baba Bros crew with top lane Baba Delicious, Jungle Evbot, mid Dr. Dirk, ADC Fluffy, and support Tack Alley. I've
For sure.
seen the mid lane matchup is going to be very interesting to watch because I've seen Dr. Dirk absolutely pop off. I believe, if I remember correctly, it was Syndra was one of the champions that Dr. Dirk played very proficiently. And then obviously top lane's going to be fun to watch. You just I'm gonna just guess it. Trundle. We're gonna get some new secret sauce from you this season.
Yeah, my secret sauce is I don't play Trundle anymore, so don't even waste the band. It's only a joke if I don't end, so it's not a joke. You've
Are
seen
you trying to play
you've seen
reverse
my death
psychology on me right
numbers
now?
every season. Wow, what was that?
Are we playing reverse psychology right now?
No, no, no. I'm telling them the truth.
Oh,
Don't ban
thanks.
Trundle.
Delicious heard that band Trundle.
I think you're mishearing me, my friend. This one I think is going to be a pretty good matchup. We're
How do you
matched
feel?
fairly evenly across the board. I think as far as salary, the only like slight up and downs are like Evbot to Leon. I think Evbot has slightly higher, and I think I'm slightly higher than Delicious. But still, I think we're pretty even across the board, so it should be a fun one. And hopefully we just have some good games. Don't ban my champs would be cool, and then we'll have a good time.
You know, it's funny. Yeah, you might not want to ban Hailstorm champs because then all of a sudden you let all these other champions go through, and then it's like, oh, everywhere else is on fire.
Yeah, and all I do is lose anyways, so you're kind of wasting your bans if you use them on me.
He
Ban it
loses until he starts
1,000%.
splitting.
Come on now. Banning
Yeah,
Trundle sounds trolling me.
that
You know,
does
you
sound
could
like
have been
trolling you.
here to do the puns with us. I don't know why I didn't want to cast with us, Eli.
Is this CNN? No, this is. Oh wait, I'm not saying that.
Fucking news as everywhere. I was late from work. That's fair. That's fair.
All right,
But
we
yeah,
can.
all the matchups looking pretty good for week one. Still a lot of unknowns, so kind of seeing who wins will help shake it out. But I'll go back through this one real quick. We'll look at all the predictions for the matchups in order. And then we have the division predictions and the full season predictions. So we'll see where everyone's kind of leaning for who they think will be the strong teams for the season. But for
Oh yeah, right here.
HYG versus FreeSM, pretty close to even. A little 55% to FreeSM, so a little more belief there in the deity squad.
I'm actually surprised by this. I thought honestly it would probably. I thought it would be overall HYG favored just because the team
Classic rank
itself.
lasers.
But like I was gonna say, I thought it would be like HYG just because of how strongly they played, and they hadn't really changed a whole lot from their team from one season to the next. I didn't think it would be. I didn't think it would be Free SM being having the majority win. That's actually very interesting. Okay, I'm
Yeah,
very excited to be able to get to watch this game.
people putting respect on Deity's team, but I personally agree. I voted the way of HYG, just because you have that initial synergy for week one, because a lot of them already play so much together. But we'll see how much of an impact it is. Oh yeah, and as we get back to them, I have a couple of captains here. I didn't think any of
Oh,
them showed up, but we're now looking. So as we get back to their teams, we'll let them tell us how they're feeling going into this week. Second series, we've got the Goat Kings and Demonic Ascension. Where do you think this prediction is going to be leaning?
If I had to be completely honest, I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel strangely it's like a 56-44 Goat Kings.
56-44 Go Kings. Let's see. Oh, basically spot on. You're a
Oh, let's
genius.
go!
Yeah, very close once again. Basically 50-50, but slight lead for Beard's team. They're very solid across the board as far as he's set up. So no, he wasn't
This
cheating. He didn't
call.
see it. That was completely blind, so I can verify it.
That was just the luckiest guess of my life. At this point, I
Best
need to go to
guesser of all
casino.
time. Just wait until you hear him in the games. But yeah,
Right? You ready for tomorrow?
just like you were saying when we first look at it, should be a hype matchup. See if we get to it later in the week. Series 3, we got them Stoner Nations versus Chumbawambus. Let's get that 2 for 2 predictions. How you feeling about this one?
This one I'm looking more. I feel strangely 60-40 Stoner Nation.
60-40 Stoner. Let's see. Wow. Very close, honestly. 65-34. Stoner Nation for the victory. People believing in Boosted's team. But don't count out Chumbus. We know Casual Pleb's been very good, and Astros was on my team. He's apt to pop off on a lot of champs and draws a couple of bans, so gotta watch out for them.
I think it's just easier for a lot of people to. I think this is just more of like not necessarily recency bias, but it's just kind of like, hey, we know this team, so we can just we know them, so let's just vote them to win and just see if we're right in that moment. I think it's just a lot easier to be like, all right, cool, Stoner Nations. If once like people start to see the teams become a lot more, these predictions are gonna get a lot more wild. I feel
Oh yeah, for sure.
mid
But
jungle is
we'll
scary. Will most
see.
likely be a 3 game series. Oh, okay.
Gotta be. Eli already making the predictions as well. We'll see if he's correct. And then the fourth matchup being Los Tomatos versus PC Delta. And this is one of the ones where we have the captain. We've got Snurbopsy around, so let me pull him up. Hello, Snurbopsy. How you doing?
Doing pretty good.
How you feel going in week 1 against PC Delta?
I'm feeling pretty good. I mean, it's definitely like they're definitely scary. They have 3 real hard carries. I think the only thing to note is that I think it's I've been hearing that maybe Modlock won't be there for this one. And they're gonna have to have a sub,
I
which
believe
does
that's
definitely
true.
shake things up a bit. Yeah. But Spoobert's real scary. He has a lot of like strong early game picks, and you never know what Kaz is gonna do. Like he'll be able to. Yeah, like, I feel like he plays pretty aggressive and can like really get a lead sometimes. However, I know when we had our big upset against the number 1 seed last season when we brought in Tortuga for that, that was also against Kaz in the bot lane. So maybe
Oh,
Tortuga
true.
can
You
pull that
already
out again
you
down
already know
there.
how to win. It's free.
Yeah, for sure.
I
He's
like
saying he's got Kaz's weakness.
I like where they're calling out. I thought Snurbopsy was gonna jungle. It's rigged.
Right. No,
Yeah.
I was testing it out, but nah, I decided I wanted to stay mid lane.
Salt was calling you out. Was saying 2-0 Chumba. How you feel about that?
2-0 Chumba. It was 2-1, I believe.
No,
That's the
no.
like spring that we did, or
Salt
what was the?
was calling out for this one. He's like he believes in Chumba.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I mean maybe I think I voted the other way on that one.
Fair.
um, yeah, absolutely.
Well, thank you for joining us. And
Yeah.
what do you think the predictions for your matchup is?
I think we have the champion bias on our side. So I think it is. I'm guessing it's probably closer, like 60% on our side, but that's just my guess.
Gotcha. What are you feeling, Malka?
I'm feeling like it's actually the same as the last one, so I think it's more of a 65-35 split.
Oh, Salt changed his tune. He says 2-0 Los Tomatos. We got it.
Wonderful.
Oh
Very close to
wow!
even, and actually eking out
Ooh,
the favorite
interesting.
is PC Delta with 51-48.
It's the
Very
Spoobert
close though.
effect. It's the Spoobert effect. I bet you it's the Spoobert effect.
Yeah, people just
Yeah.
know how scary Spirit and Kaz can be, but Bobsey's very good at drafting around the problem players, so we'll see what kind of plan he brings into week 1.
Yeah, the draft is always the hardest thing at the start of the season. That's like the stuff that I focus on the most because when you have a new team and you're working with new players, you got to figure out your strategies for that real quickly.
Not Chamba versus Los Tomatos Hailstorm. What do you mean? I'm on PC Delta versus Los Tomatos. What do you mean?
You were asking me about the 2-0 Chumba, so
Oh, my bad.
yeah, all good.
Oh,
I'm
I see.
very
I
excited
see.
for
I
that
was
one.
wrong. My bad, Salt. I thought you were talking about this matchup. I just wanted Sir Bobsey to say something mean to you, but he's too nice.
Nah, Salt's great.
Alright. Well, thank you for joining us, and best of luck in week 1.
Yep, thank you.
Yeah, gotta be nice as admin. And then series number 5 we'll hop back into, which we also have the captain for Revolutionary Death Squad, HYG Smoothie.
Oh,
up,
the
brother?
boy.
What's up, brother?
What's up, brother?
How you doing? How you feeling going into week 1 against? You didn't see me. I don't flame anyone. What do you mean? How you feel going against NRO and Kid Buu?
It's gonna be fun. I don't know. We're gonna get the classic perfy split top and not board, so I'll be good. And then
you're
it's
prepared
just
to stop the split.
well, yeah, it's gonna be the same stuff that he did with HYG, where he kind of pushes lane and doesn't ward, and then he gets caught out before objectives, and then it's gonna be a player advantage for us. We'll take it.
He's like, I know the weakness. We're ready.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's got the scouting done. He's got the messages from his boys.
Well, I mean, also like Salt was talking all this kind of like big stuff today, saying how like he's like the best top player in the league, and that he's gonna put all the other top players on check. So,
That does sound
Salt
like Salt.
Salt has
I
crowned
kinda believe
himself
that.
the best top in the league. So,
I believe
be
it.
ready for that.
Salt has always told me he's the best top laner, so
We're back on CNN fake news.
we're gonna see how his stats play out for this season. But definitely looks like a strong pick going into week number 1.
Yes, sir.
Oh, Beard confirming, you heard it.
Yeah, Beard was there.
Got 3 man to another scrims. KB already talking shit about the scrims.
I mean, it's unfortunate. The only player that showed up the first 2 games was your sub.
I mean, it
Jeez,
sounds like a
man.
support diff if you kept Roman top and KB felt bad about it.
Maybe a little bit. I'm like, oh, there's grubbies. Oh, but there's also a top winner I can gang too.
KB caught those hands 1v1.
Pick it, this man.
Salt saying, you're all trolling. Also, he caught my hands, by the way.
Come on, doesn't anyone enjoy a little bit of banter anymore? Like, come on, like I'm coming in here getting some bants, getting
Toxic
everything
to get the
exciting.
Well, I like how it's Eli Man saying that, where whenever Ray's not even in the game, if there's any way he can mention him, he'll be like, let me flame this man.
He's got to put the little
1v1s
bit of
don't
just a
count, they
little bit of
happened
a
after
mic.
the 1v3. Ah, see, Salt, you didn't even 1v1 him. You waited for your team to win the fight, and then you won the fight.
Hey, as long as Salt gets the kills, his stats are going up. Best top winner. Calling it.
True.
Submit the clip to the ref.
How do you feel about the predictions going into week 1? Where you think you rounded out?
Like overall, or just the game, this one specifically?
This game specifically.
I have a feeling that it's going to be a little bit more towards NRO, so I think, if anything, I might be like 42 to 68.
42 to 68.
Or no,
I like it.
no,
I like
I'm
it.
not. I think that's wrong, but
But in
nah,
NRO's
58,
favor?
40, yeah, in NRO, like 58, 42 NRO.
58, 42.
That's what I think.
How you feeling about it, Malco?
Actually, I was gonna say 55-45, but yeah, I think he's more. I think
Yeah, I
honestly,
know.
Smoothie's more accurate.
I was top winner. I can't do math.
He has
It
more
happens.
precise numbers. We've got this. And we're at
He was
42
right.
to 58. He's correct. gets the
We'll take it.
precise numbers and is right on the dot. But you're ready to prove the believers in NRO wrong for week number 1, right?
Well, I mean, that's what happened to my team last season. Every single week, we were voted not likely to win, and then we ended up winning. And the people were like, "Oh shit, we should vote for these guys." Then everyone voted for us, and we lost.
41 to
So
59. Yeah, you want everyone to vote against you, even if you're undefeated going into the final week. You're like, please vote for us to lose. We need to win.
please vote against us, please.
Sounds good. Well, best of luck in this week and for the season. Thank you for joining us.
You as well. You're
Best of
welcome.
luck.
Thank you for having me.
Later.
Laters.
And then jump into the final one, where we do not have either captain. No, nobody
But
in
we
this
got
game
you.
is here. Yeah, but I already saw the numbers, so like I can't really predict. I do think it'll be competitive, and I know Bomba Bros won last season. They're looking pretty good again this season, so I think it'll be a tough one. But it's week 1. Anything can happen.
Is this the one I feel like this is the one that's like the 50-50, the actual like 50-50 split. Like it feels just like most people, like, if it is anything, it's a 60-40 split in Bomba Bros if it was to be like an advantage, but I feel like this one would be a 50-50 split overall, truthfully.
For sure.
I go 54 redacted. Oh,
54
okay.
redacted, 60-40 Bomber Bros. Eli, what do you think it is? If you're still here.
This is when we start putting up the points for gambling.
See, Salt's already not believing in me because he knows I'm washed and baby diffed, so kind of showing how, 53 for Fury. All right.
Okay.
47 Bomber. All right, let's see where we're at. With the lowest vote rate coming into week 1. 17.2 against 82.8 for the Bomba Bros crew. People believing in the comeback. They're running it back for season 5.
At least you know.
We're
since
ready
Hailstorm's
to
on the
ruin
team,
a lot of dreams in these pick'ems.
at least you know since you're on the team, it's almost a guaranteed game 2 is gonna happen.
Yeah, but
Or
if I'm allowed to do what I normally do, it's like we can at least make it to game 3. So let's go for at least the game 3 series. Pour some out for the boys, right? It's just everyone saw the name, and it had furry in the name. They're like, I can't vote for that. Come on, no.
that has to be the only reason why they're if you guys win, it'll just be absolutely that much more hilarious.
Everyone will come back and be like, my pickings are ruined.
It will be the one banner we won't make if you guys win the full championship. It's like, do we want a furry on the Hall of Champions?
It's like we need you to make a new one if we're gonna put you up there. But with that, we'll check out all the full season predictions we had. We have the winner for each individual region and the winner for the overall season. Obviously, a lot of guessing here, but just where people are believing. For Vanaheim, we got the most free SM believers, and then a lot of HYGs ready for them to make the run back, but only got those 2 voted for. So, feels a little bad. For Jotunheim, we've got PC Delta and Bomber Bros getting closer to 50-50, a little more belief in PC Delta, where, like, on paper, they do look pretty scary for PC Delta with Kaz and Spoob ready to pop off, but no love there for the Furies, obviously, because you saw how much belief we had going into just week 1. Damn, RDS and Go Kings 3.4 each. Hey, they got some of the vote,
Right, like,
some of the
where's the
teams
love for
didn't get any
demonic
votes, Salt,
ascension?
so I
Like,
mean, it could have been worse.
right, no
For
demonic ascension. There's quite a few of these teams are just missing here. At
Right.
least 2 of them are.
For Midgard, most believe in Stoner Nations, very close with Goat Kings, which I think is fitting because they were like the 2 Stoner teams. And then Chumbawamba's the new team, still getting some love with that 20%. Helheim, a lot of belief in Los Nemadas. We know it's an odd numbered season, so like it's a free win for them this season. if you look at the past. Then Revolutionary Death Squad and Night Raid Owls both getting a little bit of love, a little more for Night Raid than RDS. And the overall favorite coming into the season to win it all is Los Nematas. Everyone knows it's an odd season. They've got it for free. But a lot of votes to a lot of teams. So most everyone getting some love. I believe we're missing 2 of them as far as the overall champions that didn't get any votes.
Then we're just gonna have to have those be considered the dark horses.
Yeah, I think it was Fury, Furry, and Demonic Ascension. We were the 2 who didn't get any love coming into it. So if either of us go all the way, we'll be the true dark horses of the season.
I hope you two end up being the finalists.
But yeah, that's what we have going into week 1. Again, check out tomorrow night. Should be at 9 p.m. EST for the games. If you have your Prime or just want to sub to us normally, give us a little bit of support. We appreciate it. It helps the stream, helps the league in general, and
Helps you avoid ads.
lets us have some fun and lets you avoid all those pesky ads that we cannot control. But thank you all for watching. You got anything to close out with, Malco?
Other than that, you did a great job tonight, Hellstrom. Best of luck in your games tomorrow. You guys will be hearing me on the cast tomorrow for Demonic, or not, well, I'm saying Demonic Ascension. Free S, it's Free SM tomorrow that's going to be playing, right? Free SM versus HYG. So let's look forward to that because that's going to be pretty interesting. A finalist team versus a brand new team, and it's looking like it's going to be a banger. And then we're going to try to get the rest of the games casted throughout the rest of the week. Hopefully, it'll be either me that's streaming and casting it, or we'll get someone to figure it out. If you are also interested in casting, please, if you haven't signed up for subbing or playing in general, and you're interested in casting, just even if you want to be like kind of like an analyst, or you're interested in shoutcasting, please send your interest to me or anybody in production. We would love to have more consistent casters on the desk up here. It's a fun time, and I trust me, you will have just as much fun as I do up here.
For sure. With that, everyone have a good night. We'll catch you next time, and see you later.
See you later. Peace.